Okay, it's 19 Steps, guys. This book is by Millie Bobby Brown, who I'm assuming that if you've heard of this book, it's probably because you're familiar with Millie Bobby Brown. She is an actress, but this is her first time writing a book. Worth noting, it's written in cooperation with somebody else. I don't know the girl's name. She's credited somewhere, but certainly not on the cover. But Millie discussed this because it was brought up that it was like a ghost-written book. Millie had the idea for the book, spoke to this girl about it, wrote it in cooperation with this girl. So I think that the girl might have done the bulk of the writing, and Millie came up with the story, edited it, wrote some of it. Okay. I wish I did know what her name is. I should have looked that up before I started filming this, but guess what? I didn't. So, to that girl, good for you. Sorry you didn't get as much credit as you deserve. But I guess it's the name that sells, because I heard about this book because Millie Bobby Brown was promoting it. So, 19 Steps. It's a historical fiction based in World War II, and Millie got the idea for this story because her grandmother was in London in World War II. I think she was a teenager at the time, and she used to tell Millie about her experience living as a civilian somewhere that is getting regularly bombed. I mean, you can only imagine people are living their very normal daily lives, and all of a sudden there's a war on your neighborhood. They had bomb shelters that they would go in during air raids, and in one of the bomb shelters there was an incident that happened, and a ton of people died, like over 100 people died. And Millie's grandmother was there, a survivor of that incident. And so she used to tell Millie about that. And that's what this book is based on. So the main character's name is Nellie, which I thought kind of went with Millie. I don't know. I thought that was a cute name for her to choose. But she is a young girl in London during World War II, trying to function and go through life while also adapting to these changes that everyone's having to make because of the war. She's got a sister named Flo, which I also thought was very fitting, because if you're familiar with Millie Bobby Brown's skincare and makeup line, it's called Florence by Mills. So I think that Millie really likes the name Flo, and it did make me wonder if she has a daughter one day, if she would name her Florence too. But anyways, so I thought that the story was really good. I really enjoyed reading it. It's my first time reading historical fiction. I read a lot of other books about World War II, but none that were fake. They're all real people telling their real stories. But I did think that this book, although fiction, gave a good insight into what life would have been like for people in that circumstance, for people living in London at the time. It's a romance, and I actually thought that the romance element of the story was pretty cute. I was down for it. I was telling my husband as I was reading it, I'm like, man, they should really make this into a movie also. And then I looked it up, and it turns out that they are making it into a movie, and Millie will be playing the main character, which is great because that is exactly what I would have chosen. if I was gonna be watching the movie, if I was casting myself. She's also producing. Let me see. One thing that I did, it made me curious about, is what Millie's grandmother, like, it did make me wonder more about what Millie's grandmother's specific experience was, especially in regards to this incident that happened. Obviously her grandmother survived it, but I would love to know, where was she in the bomb shelter when it happened? What was her immediate family affected? I'm just curious about that. But Millie hasn't said, as far as I'm aware. So if you know, put your comments in the not in the description, but put a comment and let me know if you've found anywhere where Millie talks about it. I have not. But yeah, I would totally recommend reading it. It's much better than ACOTAR, that's for sure. That's what I just finished. I finished reading that. My last video I did was 2 months ago. I've been reading a lot of books since then. The other books that I've been reading are much, much better. And this is a start. It's an easy read. It's kind of heavy in the sense that it's about death and war, but also the romance, I think, kind of balances it out in a nice way. So I thought it was really nice. It was like a cute little story. I got through it super quick. It only took me a couple days to read it. And I would love to see if Millie chooses to write more books. Maybe write them without a ghostwriter next time, you know? I don't know. She's probably a busy lady. I know she's got her animal sanctuary, and she just got married, and she's got her acting, and she's got a lot of stuff to do, okay? We need another season of Stranger Things, you know? So I'm sure she's got a lot on her plate. But anyways, read the book. I recommend it.